Hello and welcome to Separate Bathrooms. We'd like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of this land, and pay our respects to the elders both past and present.
We're back.
We're here. I'm still Daddo.
And I'm still Daddo.
Yes, 2024.
How are you feeling with 2024?
Yeah, look, I'm good.
Excited?
I am. I have multiples excitements.
Okay. How do you feel about being back in front of the microphone again? We've had a little bit of time off.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that a lot. Yeah.
It's nice to be back, though. It's nice to see you.
Even though you've lived with me.
Here, I like this. I like that we get to do this.
Yeah, of course. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. It's really how we work with each other. This is our first job that we've ever got to work with each other constantly. It's great.
Right. And we made it because we couldn't wait for anyone else to hire us, so we created it ourselves. And we're still here doing it.
We're still here.
Okay, so let's talk about 2024.
Cool.
Let's talk about what hopes, dreams, desires, intentions, a bit of that sort of stuff.
Sure.
Maybe, listener, it will inspire something in you to, I don't know, are we to-do listing? Are we setting up? What are we doing?
Yeah, why not?
What are we going to do for this year? Because it's good to have some kind of a plan.
Is it?
Well,
I know you love that. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I don't love plans. Too much expectation.
Okay.
Yeah. But I know you're a planner. Like, I like having ideas. I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Well, the older I've become, the less I become fixated on a plan. I create one and just go, all right, what's the loose plan here? Because more often than not, the plan goes out the window.
Yeah.
So then you go, okay, well, maybe it's a bit more of a broad stroke thing.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do you have a word or a theme for 2024?
Well, I don't normally do. I've spoken about this before. I don't have New Year's resolutions.
No, you've never done them.
No. And I don't normally have words or themes or anything like that. But if I did, I'd probably say gratitude in action. And what I mean...
What does that mean?
Yeah, what I mean by that is how do I show my gratitude? How do I feel? Like, it's one thing to just say, oh, I'm really grateful for that. But how do I really show how grateful I am for my life, for all that I have, for living in this country, for everyone around me? So It's taking action on the gratitude that I feel. That's my theme.
Okay. I think action is the bigger thing.
Yeah.
You know, because you can sit and think about things and not, I guess that's taking an action, but actually actioning something is good.
Have you got something? Have you got a theme or
a word? Sort of. Mine's a bit of a stock take theme. I've come to the end of a decade.
To the end of a decade?
Yeah, man.
What do you mean?
Well, I've got a big Well, I'm into the last year of my 50s. Don't make me say it. I'm coming to the end of my 40s, end of my 30s in my brain.
To me, I think of 2025 because you'll be 60 in 2025.
Oh, now the cat's out of the bag.
Sorry.
Well, thank you. No longer can I say that I'm 42.
You can
Yeah, look, it's the end. So for me, it's the last year. It's my 59th year.
Okay.
This year. So I'm kind of stock taking of what my life is
What's that,
about.
like your protein bars? How many of those have you got? Like, what are you stock taking?
I'm stock taking. I'm buying a big pile, putting them in a shed in my bunker.
Yeah.
With all my other stuff.
Your safe
my
room.
Canned food, stuff like that, spam.
Yeah.
For my safe room, correct. And so it's a bit of a stock take. It's where I'm at for these, last 6 decades that I've been around. And the other side to that, because I juxtapose to that, is growth. Where can I grow? How can I grow and learn more, I think.
Nice.
Expand. So it's a bit of a stock-taking expansion thing. I'm sure those people in the world of supermarkets and
they understand
they know exactly what I'm talking about.
You're getting another warehouse.
I'm getting another warehouse. I'm growing.
Costco
I'm
is growing.
Yeah, huge. Huge.
That's right. Love it.
So, do you have any bucket list items for 2024?
Yes, I do.
Do you?
Yes, the biggest one of all.
I know what it is.
I know, because it's the same one as you.
What is it? How do you know?
To see our daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our Lotus, who's been away for almost five months at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's it. That's my biggest. That's if I can just get to see her this year.
Right. So,
Yeah.
Just so you know, wherever you are listening, Lotus is overseas, and so we're going to go and find her.
We're not sure exactly yet.
That's what I'm being vague about. We don't know where she's going to be,
but we will find her.
But
Probably Amsterdam, but she's not entirely sure. She's been gone since August 2023, early August. Is that right? Yeah.
And she's like one of your best mates, isn't she? You guys.
She's just a delight. Just adore her so much.
She leaves these long. When are they recorded on? Is that
WhatsApp?
WhatsApp. She just presses record on WhatsApp and leaves these 5-minute monologues. And I often find Al sitting there with a cup of tea in the sun, listening.
Oh, there's nothing like seeing on my
Lotus.
phone lit up when I wake up in the morning and there's messages from her. I'm like, yes, I can hear her voice.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's both of our bucket
All
lists.
right. Well, my bucket list, is go head overseas to see Lolo.
Yeah.
Don't know where she is.
Saving up for that. Well, what about any other goals? Have you got other goals for 2024?
Well, of course, my number one goal for 2024 is to get my golf handicap to single figures.
Okay. That's my goal too, honey, for you. Is
it?
No.
Okay. Surprise. All right. So goals. So I find goal setting, like, you said, you like to plan and make goals. A lot of the goals that obvious goals for me are often not up to me. So I work. We work on this podcast, and you often hear number one podcast. I'd love to be number one podcast. It's not up to us. It's up to you, the listener, to tell your friends and leave a review at the end of this and say how ace we are.
Well, it's a little bit up to us, because if we put out a crap podcast,
well,
then
that's where I was going to go
okay.
with that. What is up to us is to do the best we can to deliver something that you find interesting.
Yeah.
Which means my goal is to do the best that I can do with anything that I can do. So to be number one, which I was for a lot of last year on Smooth, doing my nighttime at Smooth, really grateful for that. But it's not up to me. It's up to the listener to that's the ratings and all that sort of stuff. So my job is just to do the best work that I can do. So that's a goal of mine, is to continue to grow and do the best I can do.
Cool.
Yeah. And I do have another goal.
Yep.
To get one of our script ideas, our productions up and running, that we're working on it together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Writing something for TV, a series, a movie, whatever. But we've got a bunch of good ideas.
Yep.
And we are going to get one happening. That's my goal.
I love it. You have another goal, though, that's huge for you.
What?
What have you been working on?
Can't be that huge.
It's huge.
Yeah. Oh. Well, yeah.
Come on now.
Publishing my book.
Yes.
Okay, so yes.
Massive. You can share the name. Can you share the name of it now?
Yes, I can share the name
exciting.
of it. The name of my book is called Curious, and it's a life lived in confidence. So, that's the I'm going to get emotional. I'm going to be so hopeless when this thing comes out.
Yeah, you are. You're going to need tissues all the time. I know you.
Why is that?
Because it means so much to you, honey. It means so much to you. You've put a lot of sweat and toil and tears into this. So of course it's emotional, and it's so personal. So it's amazing. You've done so well with it. I'm so proud of you.
Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah. Well, I guess that sort of leads into what I was proud of about 2023 last year, and that was, putting 100,000 words, being able to submit 100,000 words to my publisher.
Yeah.
And say, okay, let's fashion something out of this.
Yeah.
So now it's just a matter of finishing.
But that's
which is
that's
where I'm right. I'm
happening
very
this
close
year.
to it right now.
I know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
coming out this year.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Holy crap.
I know.
Curious. A life lived in confidence.
Yeah. And it's a little bit about not so much how confident you are,
No.
but quite almost the opposite in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been my wrestle
Yeah.
with confidence and learning, because there's so many definitions of confidence. I spoke to, just so you know, listener, that I'm telling my story about confidence, but I also spoke to 20
Amazing.
Australians from all different areas, from aviation to medical to sports to psychiatry, entertainment, a lot of different areas where confidence is required.
Yeah.
And what they thought it was. And not one person answered the same.
Yeah.
So how do we find out what our confidence is, or how to have confidence when there is no real definition for it? It's such a fleeting thing that we can fall into it and it can leave us as quickly as that.
I love that.
Yeah, so it's been a really you're right. I guess I've been on holiday, so I've just sort of put it out of my mind for a bit. I'll come back to it with a fresh set of eyes soon. When I get it back from the editor.
From the editor.
Honey, what are you most proud of for 2023? Is there something there?
Well, could I share my goals for 2024?
Oh, it's not the Daddo podcast, which I kind of got lost in the last 5 minutes. What are your goals?
You've got some big goals.
Yeah,
You've got some big goals.
So tell me about yours.
Okay, so I'm with you. I have written a script already that I've had for 6-7 years. So I want that. I would love to see that sold and begin production on that. I would love that. And then, yes, for us to continue our ideas on what we've got, that would be super exciting. I would love to write another book. And I don't know what
your
it's
readers
gonna
would
be.
love to hear from you.
Well,
again, I'm
yeah,
sure.
I don't know if it's going to be in that realm though. It might just be a children's book. I don't know.
Okay. Well, still,
It might be the fiction book that I've always wanted to write as well.
can I just share the story? So at the end of last year, I've known Ellie's had this script for a long time, and I've never read it. And so at the end of last year, Al said to me, "Would you like to read this script?" And of course, yes, of course I want to read the script. So we figured out a way to make a PDF so I could get it. Because it was on that other format that I don't have and I couldn't get it. So that was my excuse, blah, blah, big excuse. But we did a read-through together.
A table read.
A table read, which is what happens in the film business. You sit down with a script and you do a table read with actors, and it's really fun. And you work out what bits work and what bits maybe don't work. It was one of the greatest experiences I've had for 2023, was sitting down and reading that script with you and hearing these words and these characters that you've developed. And it's so close.
Yeah.
It's so close. Like you were going, oh, no, we should turn it in. It's like, this thing is so close. And as I said to you, we could sell it now. I reckon someone would take it for sure. But I know you want to fine tune some bits on it.
Yeah, there's things I really want to add. So...
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they're all fine goals.
Yes.
And
then
doable, reachable, achievable goals.
I think so.
Yeah.
Then me and my friend Kath Mahoney, who has been on this podcast.
Hilarious.
Writer of Currently Between Husbands. She and I have a project that we're almost about to get off the ground, another TV project.
Well, that's very close. You've been offered
really
space
close.
within a TV network.
Yeah, so we're super close on that, which is going to be really fun if we get that going and hopefully really beneficial to a lot of people. And then my other big thing is that I've been working away on for a while is this app that me and another dear friend of mine, Mary, an app for menopause, and it's got everything you need. We hope. We've tried to cover every single base that a woman might need for menopause. It's telehealth, it's workouts, it's nutrition, it's products, it's blogs. It's just as much support as we can give to women that we're launching that. So that's
amazing.
Aviana, which in Sanskrit means strong, powerful woman.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That's your middle name, isn't it?
No.
Should be.
Alison Aviana.
That's amazing.
So that's
that'll be all in an app. So you'll have it at your fingertips.
Yep.
You'll be able to access
Yep.
anything.
It'll be a website too. You don't have to. If you don't have to have the app, but the app will be helpful. But yeah, so we're just all fine tuning all of that right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just do a quick look back at 2023. Are there things that you were really proud of?
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing I did, I took better charge of my health in 2023. I actually joined an all-female gym, and I have just been loving that. I've really been a lot more dedicated to looking after myself in a much healthier way. I thought I was pretty good before, but getting to move my body even more, and really showing up, booking those classes and showing up each day after day and going to those classes. So I've been really proud that I have been going even when I've really not wanted to some days, putting on my spandex tights, which I really don't want to wear those tights, but I do anyway.
But they're comfy, aren't they?
No, they're not. I think I'm one of the few women that really don't like wearing tights. I feel so constricted in them. Like I just want to wear like loose cotton pants. But when you're doing a spin class, it doesn't work.
Yeah, maybe not. There's moving pieces.
You have to wear tight things.
Yeah, you know.
And I cannot wait to get them off when I get home. It's like, oh, I can't breathe. And then, that last 2023 was a shit year for my mum and dad for their health. Like
tough.
It was shit. And I just was really proud of myself for continuing to show up and take care of them.
And you did in a most beautiful way. At moments where I felt like maybe you should have been taking care of yourself, but you did a wonderful thing and you took care of them. And as I keep telling you, they are very lucky to have you.
Thank you.
And your sisters too.
My sisters, definitely.
You guys were just incredibly generous with them, and they deserve it. They're your mum and dad,
Yeah, and, we were. My sister and I tag teamed. That really helped.
Yeah,
thank goodness for her. So
yeah.
What about you? What were you proud of in 2023?
Well, I am proud of the fact that I got 100,000 words in to the.
And you did that pretty
publisher.
fast.
Yeah, a lot of time on aeroplanes with luxury escapes.
Right.
So, yeah, I find I write my thoughts flow pretty well when I'm at 30,000 feet in the air.
Isn't that weird? I wonder what that's about.
It is. It's always been the case, though. I've written my best songs on the plane.
That's true.
Yep.
That's so true.
Yeah,
It must be something about
the thin
leaving the earth.
The thin hair.
Oh, the thin hair.
No, the thin air.
All right.
The air conditioning. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's
the lack of oxygen.
Yeah, the solitude, something up there. Look, the other thing that I'm proud of is the work. I think the work that I completed this year for men's mental health, working with the Spoke to a Bloke guys doing the walks early on in the year.
Yeah.
My knees are still paying for all those Ks that we did, but it was really good. And of course, the work that I do with Movember. And
you went to Parliament House.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
That's huge.
Yeah, it was.
That's huge.
It was a great event.
Yeah.
So Movember was the 20th anniversary last year for Movember.
Yeah.
So 21 coming up this one. So I look forward to a 21st. 21st is fun. For this year. And the other one was, the work that I do with my men's team, my charity. And I suppose that's leaning into more about what we're going to talk about next. What are you grateful for? Was grateful for those blokes, those fellas in my team who we show up for each other once a month in our meetings, and I'm grateful for the conversations and the practicing of conversations. So it seems to be with Spoke to a Bloke, it's the same thing. It's learning how to be better at communicating our emotions and our feelings, and in a safe space, and so those three things: the Spoke to a Bloke, Movember, and my men's team.
Yeah.
Really, really proud of that.
Yeah.
So, Gratitude is a big thing. And you talked about before gratitude in action. I find being grateful I talk about it in my book, is gratitude, the correlation between gratitude and confidence, and how that works so beautifully. What are you grateful for last year that you can take into this year?
Well, always family. The kids. We got to do. I got to do a little bit of travel last year, compared to you, not much. But I was grateful. I was
thief of joy, honey. Thief of joy.
I know, very very grateful.
Yeah.
And just growing. There's been a couple of women that I've really started to grow a friendship with. That I've been really grateful for that. I've really needed that in my life. I've been missing that terribly. Grateful to my sisters again, like you mentioned before. My sister Karen especially, and I have done a lot with our parents. Just so grateful to her. She's so smart and just so organized and on the ball with all the medical stuff, all the paperwork. She takes care of all of that, which I'm just so, so grateful. But I have to say, I'm just so grateful with everything that's gone on in Israel and Palestine. I'm just grateful for safety. I'm grateful we live in a country where we're not at war, that our children are safe. I mean, to see the horrors of what's happened overseas, Ukraine. I mean, there's so much across the world, and we've got our stuff here. I know that, though. To see the images and the horror that's come out of there, just I don't have any place to even understand it well enough to sort of put words to it in a way. But just to think what those people have gone through over there is so horrific. So so grateful for the safety of Australia and having a house, a roof over our heads. Really.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about you?
What am I grateful for?
Yeah.
Well, all that you've said, the safety that this country offers is unique, I think. I'm really grateful for my health because I think I operate much better when I am healthy.
Do you?
Yes, honey, I do.
Wow, just never knew that about
Listener,
you.
if I ever get sick, I am the sickest person in the world. I'm not very.
And you know how long he's sick for? He's sick for 24 hours. He does not get sick for anything longer than 24 hours. It doesn't matter if it's gastro, COVID, vomiting, broken leg. It's 24 hours and the man gets up and is, I feel so much better. I'm like, you bastard. Why do you heal so fast when 3 weeks later I'm still sick? No, it's a testament to your biochemistry.
My constitution.
And your constitution is so strong.
Yeah, no, I'm very grateful, and I'm pretty grateful. I'm very grateful for that because I do like to move. I do like to move, and I like to have my health. Great. And, for the employment that I get, I mean, a lot of people are winding up their lives when, get to people thinking about retirement and stuff like that. And certainly my working or my employment is based on necessity, which is a good motivator. But really grateful for the guys at Smooth, my team at Smooth, and then the Luxury Escape show. I mean, I got to do some amazing things over the past couple of years.
Unbelievable.
And my wish for this year is that we get to share some of those adventures together instead of me piling off with entertaining strangers. For a half hour.
With wild Spanish chefs.
Yeah, well, I'm always going to make space for the wild Spanish chef.
I know, he's awesome.
He is pretty fantastic. He's great. So,
Miguel, of course, we're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, we have to get him on this year.
I
there
know,
you go. That's we'll have to get him and Sasha
That would
on.
be a hoot.
Yeah. So, grateful for that. Obviously, you, for the family, for this podcast. I know we spoke about it before, but this is a moment, our prep that we do for this when we were organising, we of course get help from Amy.
The best.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's no longer with us. But, you know, of organising who's going to come on and who would like to come and speak to us. But Ali and I'll do our research on who they are and figure out what the questions are. So before we come in here, we've already spent a few hours working together and working out what we're going to do. And then we come in and we have our chat, and then we drive home together and we yak about it and have. So I'm really grateful for that time, for our relationship.
Yeah.
I think it's hugely beneficial. And for me, for one reason to keep going on the podcast and making this podcast is for the time that I get to spend with you in this way.
And plus, for me, thank you. And for me too, that we're talking about relationships with other people, including experts. And so I've learned so much from this podcast. So I am very grateful as well. And stuff that I have absolutely been able to implement in our relationship, that's amazing. What a massive benefit from doing this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good, eh?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Did you do anything for the first time in 2023? Did you have a first timer?
Well, yeah, I went to I was talking about luxury escapes. So
I don't want to talk about that.
did. I saw a lot of things.
Yeah.
I saw, I saw islands and wild animals in Africa, and go to Greece and float on my back in the caldera. Just some really great stuff.
Yeah.
What I learned from that, though, is how important it is to see and meet new people, see new things and meet new people, expanding my experiences, because it makes me realize how great we have it where we live in this country. We're so lucky. This is the lucky country. We are fortunate to be here. So when I travel and I'm looking at new art, or I'm looking at nature, or breathing in smells from and seeing other cultures.
Was it cockroaches?
Oh, mate, cockroaches. We had cockroaches in Bangkok in a market. I might as well have been eating a toothpick. And that stinky fruit, that hanging vomit. I mean, it's but people do. If we all like the same thing, we'd be in trouble,
right.
as they say.
It's a delicacy in some places.
Yeah. So you're going, okay, well, we've seen what other people do and how they like it. So that was for me. Is expanding my boundaries, pushing things out so I can learn more.
That was your first.
That's my first. What about you?
Well, I lifted weights for the first time ever.
You've been lifting me for 30 years. I mean, come on.
That's true. No, but actual barbells and weight. I was like, who am I?
Yeah, who are you, Wonder Woman? What possessed you to do that?
I don't think it's made any difference to anything. But
really? You don't feel stronger?
No, I do feel stronger. That's not true. I don't. It hasn't changed the shape of my body yet. Maybe I need to do more or lift heavier weights. But yeah, that was something that the more research into menopause and just growing older, how important it is for strength training. And I finally put that into practice. I did mention that earlier. But yeah, lifting barbells and doing squats with a barbell on my shoulder. Who am I? That's so wild at the age of 53, starting that for the first time.
Well, good. Are you going to keep going?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Totally. And then I did a keynote for the first time ever in 2023. That was my first, having seen so many keynotes in my time, and that was scary as all get out. That's a long time to talk on your own.
Hang on, how long were you talking
40 minutes.
You did a 40-minute keynote speech.
I did.
You must have. Well, how did you feel at the end of it?
Relieved.
Yeah.
And slightly concerned that they didn't laugh at all my jokes.
Did they laugh at any of them?
Some of them, but some that I thought was hilariously funny went over it's like a dead weight. I was like, bow.
Get used to it. Talk to any comedian, they'll tell you.
Which I'm not.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, you kind of are.
Yeah, that just some of them really died in the ass, but that's okay. I did do it. That was my first time doing that.
Okay.
And train travel.
Train travel?
We did our train travel.
We did. We went across this fabulous brown land of ours, across the Nullarbor.
That was my first time doing that. I loved that.
Trains are good.
Oh, so good. So good. I love that. So, here's to doing more firsts in 2024.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. I'm all over that. I love firsts.
Yeah.
And I think, well, actually, I'm pretty sure that's what keeps us young.
Well, I think you have to sometimes search for them, don't you, as you get older, because you do a lot of, repetitive stuff in a lot of ways, and to sort of search out those first time doing this, that, or the other. I find them a little bit harder to find as I get older.
Well, because you've done, the more you've done. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you can.
And first as a couple, I think is even better.
Right.
Even better. Speaking of couples, we have a great couple for our first episode.
Next week. Amantha and Neo.
Yeah. Stay tuned for them.
A couple of great names with a really fabulous episode, some great advice, some relationship advice that you may never have heard before or considered.
That's right. So if this is your first time listening to Separate Bathrooms, we've got a great year ahead.
Yeah.
If it's not, thanks for joining us again for 2024. Yes, we love that you're back.
Yeah, I know. So good to have you with us.
Yeah. Thanks so much for listening, everyone.
Catch you next week.